I did it all right. 782. Hold on, honey. I'm going to go check because it's most important. Hi, I'm sure I did it all right. 782. I'm expecting a call if this phone ever works. But first, I'm going to go out and get the operator to get this motherfucking phone to work. Hi, it's me again. No, I just came back to another phone booth because I just realized that our number is going to be out for a while. Would you? Okay, or take this number here, because this phone booth has a number. And numbers are important. 619 782
Numbers are important.
9996. And I'm going to stay on here. Take your time, honey. But if it goes buzz, I'm going to hold on. But listen, don't go away. If it goes buzz or something funny, I'm going to hang up so she can get through. But I'll hold on if it makes a funny sound. I'm on. Listen, motherfucker. Ready for you, Monica? Hey, Mo. It's funny, huh? I don't know, I hear you laughing on the way back. That laugh is not real.
What the
I don't
fuck?
believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't understand that one.
I believe that a real laugh is something most beneficial
Check.
for you.
Check.
But I don't believe you have a real laugh from the heart. Nevertheless, here I am. I didn't mean to begin to do that tonight. No, I didn't mean that. I could call in 5 minutes and make it different. Or we could just take a moment of silence, forget everything that just transpired, and begin again. 2 seconds. Hi. I love you, babe. I'm alright. Papa died. Papa died. You know that one. Mama died. Doesn't matter. It hurts.
Can you hear that? Hey, everybody, if you can hear me. Welcome to another night of testing configurations. If somebody's out there listening, let me know if you can hear this. Wow, look at that. Damn it. Wish my headset went up higher. That's coming in at 0.5. Now let me see. Check the gate. That kills it. Okay. So you guys should be able to hear that then. Let's check. It's not coming over. Speakers, Let me know if you guys can hear this out there, the music. It's going to be another night of testing and mostly configuration. Ooh, I like that. This is called fractal theory. to figure out how to integrate. Let me see if that might be too loud out there. It's 0.5. What I can do is, I can do it there, and then on the other side, do that or come out higher here. Yeah, there you go. So I can turn this way down. Oh, that's the other side of the gate. Okay. How about here? What's that channel? So you guys should be able to hear me pretty well. The only thing I'm wondering about is I have the music playing on the other side of the gate that separates those two gates. I have to install another one though. I think I've decided, like, every night I'm gonna bring the system up, whenever we're doing either recording or a show or something, and I'm just gonna play music for the hour that I'm tuning everything in. I can test it on this side while you're listening to music, and then come live when everybody's finally ready. You know what I mean? Coordinating all these people and stuff is proving to be interesting. I have plenty of stuff I'd like to talk about, but I don't like to talk by myself. So what I'll do is, when I'm doing a live stream like this, I'll probably just either, if I have some prepared material, I'll just, talk about whatever I thought about talking about, or play music until somebody comes up with something interesting to talk about, which, that leaves a lot of room. But all things considered, we are check, kind of pretty much ready. Like if we were starting a live stream show, we'd just come in after the music, fade it down. And I've been spending some time mapping all of this out so that when we have something going, it just goes smoother. Can't stand seeing a podcast where it's just utter chaos and there's no direction. And then I also can't stand that overproduction. Hi guys, today I'm going to teach you how to tie your shoes, kind of shit. So anyways, let's see what we got here in the old bag of tricks. I probably have enough music from over the years here to play. It'll last a long time. So as I dig through it, these glasses aren't purely image, although I did pick them for that. They actually cut down the glare from these screens, and it helps my eyes not hurt. Let's see what this next one is. Oh, this is an interesting one. This is called Harmony Within. I'm gonna have to put an amplifier on the other side of it so that I can hear it loud. I like loud music. Helps me think better. Somebody's got to let me know what that sounds like out there. I guess I could play it in through a phone or something and check it every so often. Tony's taking the night off, apparently. But I can't wait to show him how this thing works now. I'm still playing around with it. So I'm going through the old WikiLeaks, the main site, and some of the older dumps, looking for information about that I can plug some holes with up here where we are now. I saw some pretty interesting analysis of the legal battle that's going on right now, and the more I listen to some of the more reasonable people, the more I realize that the swamp that we were talking about, being drained and all that, is so much deeper than we ever thought. I mean, it pervades every level of government, every level of the judicial system. That's the most important, because that was the most powerful branch of government up until not that long ago. To be honest with you, I didn't notice when the justice system turned into the legal system. That's one thing. But we all know that. I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking right now. To the Skype world, I think that's the shot, and I think to you guys out there on the channel, I think that's this shot. I've been playing a lot with the camera angles too, but anyway, to continue what I was saying is let's see. Okay, everybody has for my whole life, we all knew politicians were kind of crooks. I mean, that was true before our time, and I'm sure it'll be true after our time. So we knew that you can't really trust people in the legislative branch. You shouldn't trust the people in the administrative branch anymore. That's a long time ago. I mean, back in the McNamara days and stuff like that, I knew that was pretty much gone. So I always thought of it in terms of what if you were going to fix the government and reduce the corruption and bring it back more towards a democratic republic instead of this corporocracy. What would you have to do? Well, obviously the administrative branch is one that you can clean out every 4 years. Like a shitty old closet that has bugs in it and stuff. Mildew, so you can clean that out pretty easily. But I'll tell you where the bottleneck is in Congress, in the legislative branch, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. Okay, and there's one that we're not thinking of yet, but you'll see. That has become yes. Wow. I don't know if you can hear me when I'm facing you, but that has become so infested with vermin and parasites that literally, parasites. They have voted themselves into. They basically voted into law the ability for them to carpet bag the country. They have lifetime appointments in some. I don't know how long. How long is that? Somebody tell me right offhand. I forget. I mean, I forget some of these little smaller details as I try to store the bigger details. But the term limits, and some of the other stuff they voted themselves. If somebody else was here talking to me and they were on this subject, we'd be bouncing this back and forth, like term limits, their health and their retirement. Have you? Oh my God, these people have literally, they voted themselves into being able to insider trade on the stock market. I didn't know that. until at some point some of the less scrupulous senators were basically back here within a year ago. They were hold on to your ears for a second. See, I got to do this so that I got to know who I'm talking with at the time, and I don't want to be. So I'll only hit that about 800 times before I figured out that it's right there instead of there anymore. But getting back to that is the three branches were the main structure of our government at one time. It's basically the House and the Senate made up the legislative branch. I think there's more to that, but anyway, can't think of the details right now. And then there's the administrative branch, right? And then and then there's the judicial branch. And I'll tell you why the judicial branch of government is the absolute most powerful part of the government is because in the judicial branch of the government, we are supposed to be the most powerful component of that, the people. And I'm betting that probably 1 out of 25 people can tell me why. Tell me why the judicial branch of government is the most powerful. If you can do that, then I know I'm talking to somebody that can have this conversation. And I'll wait a few minutes to see if anybody types it in because there are a few people listening. But I say in this stuff because I want to remind people of where to apply the pressure here. You know, and a lot of the people I know are pretty much on the other side of the fence here, as far as hating this president for whatever reason. I'm just sick of the squabbling, so I disarm the whole thing by I have a technique now where I can pretty much avoid all the bullshit, if you don't mind me beating around the bush. And the way to do that is just by disassembling the ability for them to supply the conflict for you and me to fight over. And we can get into that more some other time. But we're talking about the base, the swamp and how deep it is, and how they didn't realize how deep it was. And let's see. So I have people checking the sound for me right now. So if you don't mind me interrupting this, what do you? So I wonder why they're not notifying people that we have a stream going. Let's see. Huh. Well, I don't know. For some reason, it looks like it's not sending out notifications. Maybe they caught yesterday's rant, and because they're not going to let. I talked about this yesterday. They're not YouTube and Facebook have made an announcement that obviously makes it okay to remove any posts that continue to question the results of the election. Yeah, you heard that right. If you question the results of this election, you're going to be silenced. And that's pretty much that's kind of a milestone, really. Even I didn't think that would happen in my lifetime. But and remember, people who know me already know this, but I'll tell you just in case you don't know me. I was at the polls in 2000. I was, believe it or not, volunteering for the Democratic effort. I crossed party lines and from independent to Democrat and voted for Al. Have I got a deal for you, Gore? And the reason I did that was because I didn't think we could mount the assault on the Republican Party that Trump did in 2015. We just weren't going to get Bush out of there unless something good happened. And I think even maybe Al Gore would have been a better, pick than him. But they had a plan, that's for sure. And when I say that, I'm just going to leave it like this. One president, they say it was either Eisenhower, either it was Ike or well, anyway, it doesn't matter who it was. Um, said that everything in politics happens for a reason. It's all planned. If something happens, you can bet it was planned. Nothing happens in politics by mistake. Now, that's not an absolute rule and on some levels it might not even apply, but I'm talking about big picture here. That's one thing that you'll get in discussions if if I'm successful in establishing this as a discussion platform. You 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 take each issue. You have to look at each issue from different perspectives. One is the long view, the overall view, the what I call the 1,500-yard view. um and then when you're going to apply yourself or treat a subject, you go into it and you get the details. You break it down, you take it apart, you put it back together again. That's what they're now calling diving deep. um anyway, so let's see. So back to the question of, this is really interesting. Back to the question of the swamp. You know, hold on one second. Anyway, oh, this guy probably fell asleep. My partner's pretty tired, more than likely. Let's see. Oh, I can always stop the stream and go back and check it, and then start again. But that's kind of not the way to do it, right? I'm trying to narrow this down to be able to have something to present to everyone. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I'm trying different dynamics of and combinations of people. I'm open to the subjects. I have a sort of a plan, a general plan of how we're going to run this, but I don't want to be, I mean, we're not doing this so we can eventually wear shirts and ties. Oh, to tout our income or something. It's not. This isn't really a money endeavor. It's gonna. Hopefully we can create enough revenue to stay afloat and to continue what we're doing. But I don't like the idea of. I don't like the presence of a lot of um, organizations today that present themselves as sort of like a organic, homegrown, even media efforts, media people. Like I can really respect what Rogan's gone through lately, especially. But you know, it's I find and on that note, it goes kind of around back to the whole corruption thing with the branches of government. When I saw Bernie getting burned the first time, I saw it way in advance. He was going to get burned by the party, the Democratic Party. Um, they uh, they burned him. Not only did they burn him, but then it seemed like they cuckolded him. Okay, so they're saying that they don't see this stream here. So if they don't see it, you guys don't see it. So what I'm going to do here is, oh wow, I didn't know that existed. So we can actually see what it looks like here. And this is about the best I can do because I don't have any other decent cameras. The integrated cameras here are just really garbage. Well, but I mean they work, so there are times where we'll have to utilize them, but yeah, it's almost more worth it to just move the computer over there and just operate the computer from here. I can set it over there and get a view this way, a long view, and then the camera being crappy will probably won't make as much of a difference. and move one of the nicer cameras up here somewhere, whatever. But anyway, they don't see us, so I think I'm gonna have to probably pop out. And so now what? What do I do here? Oh, that's that. Wow, so that comes out of there. You learn something new every day. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna finish this thing about the branches before I kill this live feed. Let me tell them to hold on a second. All right. So we got good levels. This is a little bit on the low side. What I could do is just kick up me up by myself. Hold on. Check, 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 check. 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 Oops. Sorry. I'll have to cut that out of there. So, okay, that's a little better. Now the rest of the podcast will be a little bit more reasonable. All right. So, anyway, to finish that thing, the three branches of government. And what I originally set out to talk about was that the judicial branch of government is supposed to be the most powerful branch of government. And in the judicial branch, the people are the most powerful authority in the judicial branch. Believe it or not, the judges are not the authority. This is the truth. Go check my statement out. Go back, uh, read the letters, read the founding documents, and get the context of what these guys meant, what they were thinking. The people that don't read the ancillary documents among the founding documents are the people that completely miss the not only context but the overall view of what these guys were trying to achieve. You can't paint people in history with a broad brush. That's the whole problem with civilization. Remember, racism, uh, you know, judgment, um, prejudice is what I meant to say. Oh, there are different people, just like there are now. There's different people. It makes me mad when I think about it because I want to scream at the computer sometimes the way people express themselves because I don't know what they mean. Are they being purposely stupid, or they're just so used to communicating a certain way that it just comes across that way? I want to believe the latter, of course. And after a while, it's kind of I just can't not put the effort in. But what's the point of arguing in all these little chat boxes? You have 50 characters, and you're arguing these really important issues. These issues deserve treatment. That's why we're here right now. If I had to boil it down to one reason why we are in the situation we're in, it's because of you and me. Because of me and you. Because one of the most glaring truths about the founding documents of a democratic republic is the participation of the people that are governed as an oversight of the government. What I mean is, the government was created to serve the people, not the people to serve the government. And this is the precise conflict that we're having right now in this country and worldwide. The Let's just call him the boogeyman. Let's call him the boogeyman. We're the good guys and they're the boogeyman. Okay, who is they? Who's the boogeyman? Well, the boogeyman is the component of people behind the scenes that control or have interest in, let's say, everything that is sort of artificially beneficial in this, artificially artificially beneficial to this world. All of the resources, the beauty, real estate once it was commercialized and you know anything of any value. This, the founding of this country established a government that has no identity. It's a service, and we all serve in it. That's the whole point of it. So when I say we were a country founded on principles that were primarily Christian principles, I don't mean it was founded on Christianity. That argument is a straw man argument, and I think it's actually a stupid argument for anybody to make, especially somebody who doesn't even believe in God. You know what I mean? If you don't believe in God, how can you possibly argue to know? It just doesn't make no sense. Anyway, we'll get back to that some other day. Sticking to the topic here, um, when you look at the branch of government that's the most powerful, which is the judicial branch, and you realize that people are the most powerful thing, and you say, why do you say that? What do you mean by that? Now I'm going to tell you the answer to the whole thing. There is no more powerful uh, branch of government in this country. There's no more powerful branch of government in this country than the jury. You can, if you don't know that already, then you haven't done enough. You haven't invested yourself enough in the founding of this country. And it just so happens that I have. I mean, I've taken this apart so many times. Over the past 40 years, especially after my 20s. When I got to be about 28, I really started digging deep into the what some people are now calling, oh, those were conspiracy theories. Really? Well, every time one of those conspiracy theories ends up becoming true after the fact, that should train you. It should train your powers of observation. For instance, energy directed weapons. In the 80s, turns out, late 70s and 80s, Raytheon, and I probably shouldn't mention these companies, but anyway, there were companies working on technology, and that the word of that technology, leaked out. I mean, people could talk about things. So they were talking about these people that were getting sick. Let's just skip to that. People are in buildings and they're feeling sick. They feel like they're having something. They're reacting to something that's not visual and not audible. But so there was a theory was that, well, it might be energy directed weapons. And then of those, there are a number of them: ultra and ultra low frequency, ultra high and ultra low frequency sound, um, and really and light. Believe it or not, because that's what you know. Everything from gamma rays to um, photons are what's the most high frequency light there is? Anyway, it would be sound or microwave radiation, which is also in the spectrum. Um, and people were getting sick, and long story short, they were sort of saying, "Hey, man, I wonder if they're testing, energy directed weapons." And people out there, the ones that are like, see, what can I call this? The ones that aren't really tuned into to the physical effects of what's going on. You know what I mean? The people that don't realize what's going on, they laugh at those people, and so that's where the tinfoil hat came from. A tinfoil hat was made by somebody to be a mini Faraday cage. In other words, and if you don't know what a Faraday cage is, I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to stray off the topic. But it's basically a shield, So you make this tinfoil hat, right? And that was because people were beginning to realize that there must be some kind of testing of, ultra low or ultra high frequency directed energy weapons, and people were getting sick and seriously sick, like mortally sick. Anyway, so that's where that whole thing, and then they started assigning that theory with conspiracy theory. Like, in other words, these guys are whacked out. Well, guess what? recently we found out that it's true. It's all true. I mean, every bit of it is true. They were that not only were they developing energy directed weapons, but they were testing them on people. They've tested the sound, those sound emitters that literally make people sick and make them fall down and go in the fetal position. They tested those. They tested microwave weapons, and who knows what else. So, and that's now it's 30 years ago, right? Well, or more. So they're still using that same old weapon. Is pointing the finger out and saying conspiracy theory, and so I plan on I'll fly that flag high. I mean, I'm gonna attract that person that speaks to that, because those are the people we need to reach. Believe me, and those are the people that are hardest to reach, because they attack you. They fear bite, and I'll read some of that later. But so the moral of this, what, we're at 36 minutes. I hope I wasn't talking about this all 36 minutes, because you guys are asleep by now. But the moral of the story is the most powerful uh, authority in the land, in the whole world, really, according to us, in a democratic republic, the most powerful authority in the land is a jury of people, a jury of American citizens. That jury in any courtroom in this land, any courtroom in the United States, that jury is the most powerful authority in the system. That jury does not have to listen to that judge. Do you know that? I bet you didn't. That jury, as long as that jury is cohesive, that jury can tell the judge to go kick rocks. The judge is not allowed to tell them what to consider and what not to consider. I'm telling you this, and if you look into it, you'll know I'm right. So I got to bounce out of this, and I'm going to come right back, and I'm going to probably talk a little bit more, but I want to play some music first, because I have a couple things to get out. I'm trying to figure out how to use VLC. So anyway, check. So I sure hope the sound here is okay, because I haven't had a way to monitor it. I'm going to figure something out to be able to pipe it back in here as if we were reviewing it. And there's a bunch of other stuff I have to do. I have to put some gates between some of these connections, so that it's kind of the way I have it set up right now is because two of my computers are broke. I'm using everything I had laying around in storage and stuff that was probably just going to end up, I don't know what. They took all the important stuff, so but I usually have at least one or two more laptops, and I keep them in a system of attrition. So on one, I'm running Audacity and obviously and Skype, and that one's connected to that far monitor that Johnny Flashlight was so kind to sell me. Let me see what is causing that really hot. This mic is hot. Check. Yeah, but not too bad. Okay. So all in all, it's the jury, and you'll find out if you check me on that. Fact check me. And anyway, I'm gonna probably come right back and play some music for you for a while. So let's see about getting rid of this. How come? Oh, okay. See ya.